A new film looks at the storied past of the Winter Carnival in Saranac Lake, one of the oldest in the nation, and how after more than a century it remains one of the most popular events of the entire year in the Tri-Lakes.
The 123rd Annual Winter Carnival is underway with the iconic Ice Palace once again the centerpiece. And this year there's a special event, a screening this weekend of that new film about the carnival, the yearly construction of the Ice Palace, and the famous parade held every year.
It's just part of our culture. It's what we do.
1, 2, 3. Count off. Get on the bus.
Sir 1, sir. Sir 2, sir.
Inmates from the correctional facility actually come out and help us build the Ice Palace.
The palace is the centerpiece of Winter Carnival. A lot of people come just for the Ice Palace.
Back up.
It's an experiment. We've never done this before. 1, 2.
When I first heard about the program, I just figured I'd just come and fake it to make it. But it actually was things here that actually taught me things.
This is just pure nonsense.
And we wouldn't live here if we couldn't do this nonsense, because it wouldn't be worth being here if you couldn't be silly and goofy and survive on the follies that go on, you know?
Winter Carnival comes up and it's like a magnet that's been turned on and draws them right back to Saranac Lake.
Let the carnival begin.
There was a spirit here, and here I am, almost 30 years later, still here.
It's a little event. It happens. Then it's over. And then next year we do it again.
And Mark Burns sat down with us this week to talk about his new film.
I have roots in the region. My great-grandparents live in Bloomingdale, built a house in Bloomingdale. My grandparents lived in Bloomingdale. And so as a kid, I was always coming up to this area, and it was always a bit of a wonderland. It was just so remote, but also so still kind of familiar to me. After I went to school, moved to New York City and became a filmmaker, freelance editor and producer. And my wife and I would come up for Carnival. We came up for 2013, 14, 15 for Parade Day, and she turned to me and she said, "This is so wild. I don't think people know about this. You should make a film." And I thought, and right there, that it just clicked. And I had thought, I want to make my own film, my own story, and it just seemed like the perfect sort of framework to tell the story of Winter Carnival. The first time that I came up for Carnival with my wife and we saw just the craziness of it and the fun and the release, it just was apparent that this was a story that needed to be told. There are three storylines that I've sort of interconnected to tell the complete story of the Carnival. When I first arrived and started filming with the guys building the Ice Palace, I thought, this will just be, I'm just going to focus on them. And then I started chatting with the prisoners, the inmates that help every day. And I realized that they are from Mariah Shock, which has a very interesting and innovative program, a boot camp style prison. And I thought, well, let's just not let these guys be faceless workers. Let me take a dive into what their life is like and what that program is like. So that's an element in the film. And at the same time, I've embedded with some local guys who build really Rose Bowl style floats. And so there's three storylines to the film that I think when combined give a very good sort of picture of the community and the event. And there's a bit of drama too. It was the year 2016, the weather when I shot this thing was horrendous. It was up and it was down and very difficult, so it lent quite a bit of drama to the building of the Ice Palace too.
Ice Palace, A Love Letter will be shown at 5 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday at the newly renovated auditorium at the former Trudeau Sanatorium in Saranac Lake. Here's a link to reserve tickets. You'll also find that info on our website at mountainlake.org.